What if I told you that one writer understood your anxiety before psychology existed? That one novelist explored depression, guilt, loneliness, faith, and moral confusion decades before Freud, before modern neuroscience, and before therapy became a part of our vocabulary. Welcome to The Open Page, where every episode opens not just a book, but a new way of understanding ourselves. I'm your host Sonia, and today we begin our journey with a literary giant whose novels don't merely tell stories, they interrogate the human soul. Today we are talking about Fyodor Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky was born in Moscow in 1821 into Russia, divided by privilege and poverty. His father worked as a doctor in a hospital for the poor, and as a child, Dostoevsky witnessed suffering long before he began writing about it. He studied engineering, but numbers could never compete with stories. Literature became his true calling. His novel Poor Folk was an immediate success. Critics declared that a remarkable new voice had arrived in Russian literature, but destiny had written a far more dramatic chapter for him. At the age of 28, Dostoevsky was arrested for participating in intellectual discussions that questioned the Tsarist government. He was sentenced to death. Imagine standing before a firing squad. Imagine hearing your final moments quoted down. Now imagine being told at the very last second that you would live. The execution was a performance. The Tsar had commuted the sentence moments before it was to be carried out. Instead of death, Dostoevsky was sent to Siberia for years of imprisonment and hard labor. That experience changed everything. He lived among criminals, murderers, thieves, and ordinary people broken by hardship. And he discovered something extraordinary. People are never only their worst actions. Even in darkness, there remains the possibility of redemption. That realization became the heartbeat of every novel he would write. Unlike many writers who focused on events, Dostoevsky focused on minds. His novels ask questions rather than provide answers. Why do people commit evil? Can suffering transform us? Does freedom mean doing whatever we want or accepting responsibility for our choices? Can faith survive doubt? Can love rescue someone who has lost themselves? These questions still haunt us today. His masterpiece continued to shape world literature. Crime and Punishment. Crime and Punishment explores guilt and conscience through a murderer who cannot escape himself. The Idiot asks whether genuine goodness can survive in a corrupt society. Demons examines political extremism and ideological violence, questions that remain painfully relevant in our own century. And The Brothers Karamazov wrestles with perhaps the biggest questions humanity has ever asked. Does God exist? Why do innocent people suffer? What does it truly mean to be free? These aren't simple novels. They are philosophical laboratories where every character becomes an experiment in being human. Dostoevsky believed that people are full of contradictions. We are capable of generosity and cruelty, faith and doubt, love and hatred, logic and irrationality. His characters rarely fit into neat categories of hero and villain. Instead, they resemble real people, complicated, conflicted, deeply human. Perhaps that is why psychologists continue to study him, philosophers continue to debate him, writers continue to imitate him, and readers continue to discover themselves in his pages. Thinkers as diverse as Nietzsche, Freud, Sartre, Albert Camus, and Mikhail Bakhtin all engaged with Dostoevsky's ideas. His novels crossed the boundaries of literature and entered philosophy, psychology, theology, and political thought. Perhaps his greatest lesson is this: suffering, while painful, is not meaningless. It can become the beginning of wisdom. True freedom is not the absence of moral limits. It's the courage to accept responsibility. And redemption is never beyond reach. Dostoevsky didn't write to entertain. He wrote to awaken. His novels remind us that the greatest battles are rarely fought on battlefields. They are fought within the human heart. Next time, we'll step into his greatest psychological masterpiece, Crime and Punishment, and follow the unforgettable journey of Rodion Raskolnikov, a young man who believes he can commit the perfect crime only to discover that the hardest prison is the one inside the mind. Until then, keep reading, keep questioning, and remember, every great book leaves a mark on the world. The greatest ones leave a mark on us. See you in the next episode.